Free-range parenting is a movement which Lenore Skenazy inadvertently kickstarted in 2008 after an article she wrote in the New York Sun went viral. In this article, she described her decision to allow her 9-year-old child to ride the subway home alone in New York City. In the article, she talked about this decision being made as part of her approach to free-range parenting, a style that emphasizes giving children the freedom to explore and learn independently within certain boundaries and limits set by the parents. Allowing her child to ride the subway alone was a deliberate decision aimed to teach these skills and to give the child the opportunity to learn and grow in a safe environment. But this led to her being named the world's worst mom later that year and prompted many people to start exploring what the negative reaction was, as well as the pros and cons of free-range parenting. But before we go there, let's recap on parenting styles. There are 4 components of parenting that help us become healthy, functioning adults. And these are acceptance, warmth, control, and autonomy. So if you think back to your own childhood, as I describe these, it helps you sort of understand where they're coming from. Acceptance is about wanting to feel accepted and not rejected by our parents. This helps us develop a healthy sense of self-esteem and know that we're worthy of love and affection. Love and warmth is all about wanting our parents to be warm and loving, not cold and distant. And this helps us feel more at ease with ourselves and less anxious. Free-range parents have a healthy amount of these 2 pillars of parenting. If they did not have these, we would lean towards calling them more neglectful parents than free-range parents. So it's important to acknowledge then that free-range parents have an abundance of warmth and acceptance for their kids. The other 2 components of parenting are just as important as warmth and acceptance. Control is about, we need help controlling our behaviors when we're young. We need to know that you can't hit people, paint on walls, or play in the middle of the road. Granted, we need less control as we get older, but we do need it from the start. And free-range parents are often accused of not having enough control over their children. Freedom is about wanting the freedom to be ourselves and have the autonomy to explore who we are and who we want to be as individuals while still being connected to the people we love in our family. And I think this is where free-range parenting excels. If you want to know your parenting style, go to mypeoplepatterns.com/parenting and take the free quiz there. One of the key principles of free-range parenting is that children should be allowed to take on age-appropriate challenges and responsibilities to make their own decisions, again, within the limits set by their parents. That means that free-range parents might allow their children to walk to school or the park on their own, or to make certain snack choices within certain parameters. It's important to note here that free-range parenting isn't about being unsafe. Seatbelts, helmets, when cycling are standard practice. And it's not about letting kids eat McDonald's for every meal either. It's freedom to choose within limits and boundaries set by parents. There are definitely some benefits of free-range parenting, including helping children develop self-resilience, independence, and problem-solving skills. And if done properly, there's even benefits around parents teaching the importance of personal responsibility and safety. Because there's an emphasis on personal choice, the role that parents play in limits and boundaries that they do set for their children are much more clear and defined. Free-range parenting stands in opposition of the everyday fear, which is the fear that parents often feel today about safety and well-being of their children. This fear is fueled by a culture that emphasizes the dangers and risks that children face, and it can have a negative experience on parents and children, including the tendency to overprotect and over-supervise their children, which is helicopter parenting. More of that in another video. The fear creates an overly anxious style of parenting that can limit opportunities for children to learn and grow independently and can impact children's well-being and emotional development. And this culture of fear is definitely something to consider when parenting because it's changing so rapidly. A British survey from 2021 found that today's parents were allowed to play outside unsupervised from the average age of 9. Now it's age 11. So this is a giant step in just one generation, and we're not letting kids play outside by themselves until puberty. And of course, all of this was exacerbated by the pandemic, which was literally, it was unsafe to play outside. So, this fear is important to consider. Unstructured time is a very important aspect of free-range parenting, which promotes unstructured play and exploration. Children are given the space and freedom to follow their own interests and curiosity without being overly scheduled or over-supervised. This really helps children develop creativity and independence and self-motivation. There was the survey of 8 to 13-year-olds in the first 2 months of lockdown, and they reported themselves to be more likely to be happy than sad. 71% said that it was because their parents were letting them do more things on their own, and 72% reported that they enjoyed finding new things to do to fill their time. And what's super cute is when they were asked what sort of things that they're doing, it's the things that I take for granted, like playing in the garden, playing with bugs, and finally being able to play with my brother. So these are really cute traditional things, but are coming back when you allow children to play in an unstructured format. There are definitely some challenges of free-range parenting, including the fear and criticism that come from other parents and the wider community. And I think the media has begun to report a steady stream of legal actions taken against parents who opt for this sort of long leash parenting style. Parents have been charged with neglect and endangerment for allowing their kids to engage in various activities like walking to school or cycling in the streets or playing in the park without close supervision. Yet all of those activities were part of a normal childhood experience only one generation ago. So parents who defy the new parenting orthodoxy risk serious legal consequences, ranging from having their children taken away to criminal prosecution. Free-range parenting then isn't for everyone, and it's important to find the right parenting style that works for you and your family. But if you're interested in learning more about free-range parenting, there are plenty of resources out there, including books and blogs and online communities, and I'll put some of the links below.